it's only Michael. I just thought I would share a couple of really useful extensions for Chrome if you're a Chrome user with some site, but maybe you prefer a dark background and light text. So there's two I'm going to show you on this video. The first one I've been using for a few years, which is a high contrast mode. So I'm going to do a quick search for high contrast in Chrome, or high contrast Chrome extension, and then when you click on there, and you can quickly it'll bring up the extension. It does a full invert, so it's good for some things, not very good for photos. And then you'll have a add to Chrome at the top, and I've got to remove because I'm already running it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to quickly just disable another extension I have running. Right, so what you can do with this one is it works using two shortcuts, Shift and F11, Shift and F12. So, or you can click on the little icon at the top, which is a bit like a half light and half dark. So I'll click on there, and then within the extension you have normal, you have enhanced, which darkens the black, you have inverted. I do find certain websites don't work very well, and you have grayscale and inverted grayscale. So what I will do is let me go to Amazon, for example. So we'll do that, and we will have a quick look how this works. So we'll switch it on, and as you can see, that is the slightly high contrast. It changes things slightly. Then you've got the black and white, or the grayscale. The one I tend to prefer is the inverted, which is great for some things, not for everything. So let me find more of a text-based website, Sky News, for example. And on here, you can see the logos and the pictures. Sometimes the pictures come through okay, but what you've got there is a dark background with nice clear white writing, and that is what I personally prefer to have. And you can, like I said, you can switch it off using Shift and F12 as a temporary thing, or you can deactivate using Shift and F11. The other good thing I like about here is, say if I go back to Amazon, you can actually deactivate it on Amazon, but go back to Sky News and it'll still be there. I found this really helpful for work, because there's certain sites I wanted inverted, certain sites I didn't, and even found for some sites, like I said, it wouldn't work, but really useful, really quick, doesn't slow anything down either. So like I said, it's a great little tool to have. The other one I have come across recently is one called Dark Reader. So I'll go back, and we'll go back into Google Chrome, and we will search Dark Reader. Dark Reader Chrome extension. And this one I have found to be really powerful. It can use a bit more resources on the computer, but the beauty with this one, it doesn't invert the images. You might get the odd change, but not a lot. So there's a video there as well, and then you've got your install or your remove. So I will now activate. There's a little icon on the top on your address bar, where you can access all the settings for it. So what we'll do is I'll zoom in a little bit so we can have a look at the settings. So I will switch it on for this website. So it's not inverting at the moment, but what it's doing is it's giving me all the options you can use. So you can have a dark and a light mode. You can also change the contrast. You can change the brightness as well. You've also got the option to soften the screen to a sepia. I'll show you these in a moment, and also a black and white. You also have a list of websites where you can customize it, and you also have a more advanced option where you can change the font if you wish, the general font on a lot of websites. You've also got a text stroke, and what that will do is it will increase the light and dark, sort of the contrast on the text. And then at the bottom you've got 4 options like themes: filter, filter plus, static, and dynamic. I will be honest, if you're using complicated websites like I do at work, where I use Salesforce with quite a few where you hover over and things like that, dynamic really takes a lot of resources, and it has crashed Chrome a few times. So I personally now am using filter and filter plus. So let's zoom out a little bit and let's go into some of these websites we've looked at. Let's have a look at Sky News, for example. Let's go back to the home page. And at the moment that is switched off. You can create a shortcut key to activate it. So I'm going to switch it on here. I'll also shrink the print so you can see more and more of the page. So if you can see now, you've got absolutely fine pictures and everything else on here. So we will then go back into the settings and make a few changes. So we can also have it into light mode and light and dark, which again, this particular extension is made mainly at the dark. You can change the contrast, so we'll turn that down, turn it up. Actually, that is the brightness, I should say. And put that back. And then you can also change the contrast. You can use your mouse, or you can use the plus and the minus arrows. There we are. Put that back as I want it. You've got the sepia, so especially at night time, you want to save the eyes a little bit. You can then soften the the white point on here to more of a sepia background. I'll move that one back. And again, you can customize these per site, and you can also turn it black and white or a little bit of black and white. At the bottom, you have got here a fix for this site, so that will allow you to then set them settings for this particular site. The other settings, like I said, we've got the font, which I'll switch that on and off. You can see it will give you that particular font you like, and that can be helpful if you do struggle with reading some sites. And the text strike, that's what just brightens the text and makes it stand out a little bit better. And then the themes, what I find is I've found initially filter 1 was great, but I've started using filter 2. It tends to keep some of the colours more normal. Just show you between filter 1 and filter 2. The photos, it's not really affecting too much, but some of the colours then. Static, that seems to make quite a lot of changes to the look of the website, and sort of the headers and the way things appear. So I find that one not as good. And the dynamic, hopefully this won't crash, it looks at each individual element, but it can, like I said, it can take a little bit more time. There's Amazon in dynamic mode, so you've got the proper black at the top from the invert, which would normally go white. So I'm just going to show Amazon in a few of the other options. So if you look at Amazon in static, it actually doesn't show everything. It's not brilliant. Filter, most things are fine. There's a bit of a different colour on the top, but it works really well. And then filter 1, again, just slightly different. So just to give you an idea, let's look at a few more websites. Let's have a little look at, say, I'm an Apple person, so appleinsider.com. What I will say as well, these two extensions are Windows and Mac. and they probably work on Chromebooks and other software the same. So here we go, and then like I said, you can assign a shortcut key as well to turn it off. And again, you can do it per site. So there we are, that's the extension page where it's not working. Let's have a look. Say for Amazon, I might want to turn it off if it's going to work for me. There we are. So I can have it turned off on Amazon and still have it on Sky News, have it on appleinsider.com. Again, I mean, where I work, I use a number of websites all the time. I use things like Yodel for tracking parcels. Makes it a lot clearer. I mean, I'll be honest and say there's things I just could not see using a normal website. But the invert makes it a lot quicker. Especially, I found over recent years the internet is going so much fainter, so the blacks aren't that black, and so by inverting that makes it a lot easier. Also, even using things like Word, say online, or the Office 365 online apps, you can invert all those as well. Facebook is a lot better. The colours are the same, especially using the Dark Reader extension. I do definitely recommend trying that one. Give it a try, see what you find. And just there is a help section, but you can customize your own shortcuts in Dark Reader as well. And I think I've covered most of the things on there for you. And they can quickly turn it off as well, which is, I mean, if you, but definitely, Dark Reader and the high contrast extensions for both Chrome and, well, Chrome mainly. There is some for Firefox, and I accidentally found this Dark Reader when I was searching for extensions for Firefox, and that worked quite well as well. Again, the important thing I find is the fact you can change them per website, because I'm trying to think of an example of a website what already is dark. Let's say I live in Manchester, so we'll go to tfgm.com, which is our local bus and train one. That is a dark website already, so it doesn't really need to be changed, but we can quickly switch it over. And again, that makes it, a lot of the colours are the same, but makes it a little bit more difficult to see. So, and then just to give an example, let's put the other app on, the invert, and then again that looks a lot worse. It's not as easy to see. So like I said, that like I said, on Amazon with the inversion, the high contrast, it keeps some colours, but it doesn't always. So I would definitely, like I said, look at dark mode. But unless you're on a powerful computer, maybe avoid the dynamic, because like I said, it just really slows things down. And I've had problems at work now where when I first put it on, I thought it's not going to work, and then when I went into the normal filter, it worked perfectly. Anyway, I hope these help, and I'm gonna get it up so you can see it, and hopefully you'll enjoy using those two extensions.